Hello, welcome to Investigation 8. This is called Displaying Data. Now, in this lesson, I want you to just look at the different types of graphs, some of them that you have seen before, and some of them may be different for you. I want us to focus on the vocabulary, so please be sure to take notes about the different types of data displays. So with this first one on the left, we have a bar graph. Now, bar graphs are very common, and you've probably seen quite a few of them. They measure using long rectangles, and they can measure almost anything, but you will see measuring using bars. And then we also have a histogram. Now, both of them are very similar, but what I want you to tell with the difference is I want you to see that the histogram actually measures in intervals. So if you can tell here, we have measuring 10 to 13 pound turkeys. There were 3 of them that were between 10 and 13 pounds. There were 5 turkeys that weighed between 14 and 17 pounds. So you can see they're measuring in intervals, whereas the test scores for your bar graph, these are actually the number correct. There are, one person got 1 correct. 1 person got, 4 people got 2 correct. 7 people got 3 correct, and there were 5 people that got 4 correct. This one actually continues in your investigation chapter, but it's pretty difficult to draw all of this on the slide here. But you can see at least the difference between a bar graph and a histogram. Histogram is like a bar graph, except it's measuring in intervals, so between different numbers. In this case, the weight of turkeys. Now, the next slide here, we have horizontal bar graphs. So it's exactly like a regular bar graph that you would see, except it's all going horizontally. So as you can see here on the left, we have a frequency table of people that like soda. So a survey was taken, and we've done frequency tables before in a previous investigation. And for cola, there were 9 people that liked cola, there were 5 people that liked root beer, there were 6 people that liked lemon lime, and 4 people that liked orange. And you can tell here on the horizontal bar graph that it was all displayed using a bar chart, but it's displayed a different direction than the last one. It's displayed horizontally, meaning it goes on your horizon sideways. Now, the next one that we have here is called a pictograph. And in the word pictograph, you can see a word or see a part that you might be familiar with. You might be familiar with pic. Usually, that's a short part that a lot of us use for maybe taking a picture. So pictograph is exactly what it sounds like. It's using pictures, or in this case, we say it's using icons. So we have a legend here at the bottom. Our legend is like a key. It tells us how much each of them is worth. Now in this case it's for people, so for each pizza slice, the triangles here, the triangles here, 4 people is 1 slice. 4 people like pizza. In this case, this is a hamburger. Sorry for the drawings and the writing. 4 people like, or 1 drawing is 4 people that like a hamburger, and 1 drawing, this is a hot dog. 4 people like the hot dog for each picture. And so what I want you to do is to answer problems 6 and 7 down here at the bottom. So problems 6 and 7, it says how many people prefer pizza. So you're going to count how many pictures and recognize that each picture is worth 4 people. So that's going to require a problem solving, or a problem to solve. And then number 7 says how many prefer hot dogs. So how many people prefer hot dogs? Again, count the pictures, recognize that each hot dog is worth 4 people. So I want you to go ahead and answer those questions in your notes. I'll be checking them. And then on this next slide here, we have a circle graph. That's another kind of chart where we display our data. And in this circle graph, we have a graph of Greg's day. Now, a large portion of his day, you can see that in his day, that he watches TV, he watches sports, or maybe plays sports. Yeah, they're probably separate. You have TV, then sports, then you'll of course have your sleeping. That's pretty important. And you also have the time that it takes to eat. You also have reading time. And he also has just playing time, which could be any free play. So for question 9, which is right here, it says, which activity takes up the most time? I want you to answer that in your notes. Looking at the chart, which one can you tell takes up the most time? That's only one of them. And number 10, which activity takes about the same amount of time as sports? So be sure to answer this question here. Which activity takes about the same amount of time as sports? So you look at sports and then try to find the one that's closest to the same size on the chart or on your circle graph. And number 11 says, which activities take up more time than sports? So you're going to look at how much time sports takes up and find all of your portions of the circle that take up the most space or more space than the sports do. And so you will have more than one answer since it says which activities, plural. Now we'll be doing more of these in class, more of these problems, and looking also at Venn diagrams and reading those together. So be sure to have those answers in your notes, and also the types of graphs, the circle graph, the pictograph, the horizontal bar graph, and of course the other one that we have, that was the histogram. So be sure to have those down in your notes. And thank you so much for paying attention, and I will see you later.